Let's have a call to order. The time is now 6 p.m. Our regular City Council meeting for May 2nd, 2023 is now in session. First on the agenda, I will step down here and lead us with the opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance to the flags of the United States and the state of Texas. Please rise. Ill and cannot join us today. As we conduct the meeting, give us the wisdom to make the right decisions and grant us a peace of mind. In your name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. All right, we'll go ahead and start off with employee introductions. First is planning.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I have the pleasure of introducing two new planners tonight. The first is Amaris Gomez. She started with the city in February. She graduated with her master's in public administration from St. Mary's. Before coming to Schertz, she did an internship with Balcones Heights, where she worked closely with the community development director. When not at work, Amaris likes to go to the lake with her dog Ringo and is a huge fan of the TV show The Office. We're very excited to have Amaris as part of the planning team.
Good evening. As Emily mentioned, my name is Amaris Gomez. I've been with the city since February, and I have loved every minute of it, and I am looking forward to working with each of you. Thank you.
Well, welcome to our office.
And then we have Daisy Marquez, again, planner. She started with the city in April. She graduated with her Bachelor's of Urban Planning from the University of California, San Diego, and then received her Master's of Urban Planning from Texas A&M. Daisy brings experience from the private sector consulting planning. When not at work, she enjoys gardening with her husband, and she did just mention to me that right now she is growing corn, so her corn crop is growing. She's really excited about it. We're, again, very excited to have Daisy with us as well.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Welcome to our team.
Thank you.
Next, we have Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. We have with us tonight Anthony Jimenez. He's a worker too in our water wastewater department. He came to us in March, and in his spare time, he likes to fish and play video games. His first job was with the city of Victoria, and he actually worked for the city of Schertz before, and he came back. So, great success story.
Yes, sir.
He enjoys spending time playing with his pit bull, Zeus, and his favorite part of his job is learning more about our water system and his coworkers. Favorite sports team is San Antonio Spurs. And
thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back.
Well, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Next, we have EMS.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Tonight I have two new employees to introduce to you. First, I have Kylie Coddington. She started with us on March 27th of this year. She grew up in the Dallas area, now resides here in Schertz. Kylie attended a National EMS Academy in Lafayette to obtain her paramedic certification. She's now been in EMS for about a year and a half. Comes to us with some prior experience from Acadian Ambulance, and we're happy to have her here at Schertz. So welcome to Kylie.
Hi, I'm happy to be here, and thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome to our team.
Next up, I have Jimmy Clary. Jimmy also started with us on March 27th. He grew up in the San Angelo area. He was an Air Force dependent for a lot of years, so moved around a bit. Now lives in San Antonio. He attended Angelo State University, ACC, and PERCOM to obtain his medical education. He's been a flight nurse now for about 6 years. He volunteered for about a year as an EMT and a firefighter. Jimmy enjoys rock climbing, walking the dog, and going out to the shooting range. So welcome to Jimmy.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Next is fire.
Howdy, Council. It's your favorite introduction, the fire version here. This is Joshua Tanner. Joshua comes from Grand Forks, North Dakota originally. He was actually one of my volunteer firefighters when I was over in Windcrest, so I stole him over this way. He has a fiance, soon-to-be wife, a mom and dad, and one brother. The one meal that he would eat for every day for the rest of his life is a steak and Caesar salad. His biggest irrational phobia, he says, no fears are irrational. I'll leave it at that. If aliens landed on Earth today and offered to abduct you, would you go with them? He said no, he would not. The famous person, dead or alive, that he'd like to be beside in the zombie apocalypse is Tom Cruise. Decent choice. And the game show that he'd most like to be on is Family Feud. Josh, come on.
Thank you very much. This is a great opportunity, and I'm happy to join you all.
Welcome to our team, Joshua. Next, we have Parks.
Afternoon, Council, Mayor, Boss. I've got two people to introduce you today. The first one is Jeremy Jackaway. He moved here from Portland, Texas, which is a small town, about 20,000 people. He enjoys not just fishing, but deep sea fishing. So that's a thing. And camping, he also enjoys camping. He likes in his spare time to build gardens, garden beds with his girlfriend. He went to Portland High School, which the mascot was a wildcat. And Jeremy's a great fit to our team. He's really fitting in well and doing well. And you'd like to say a few words?
I love my job, and I can't wait to see what opportunities bring next, and I'm looking forward to growing with the community.
Welcome to our team.
All right, my second introduction is Daniel DeLong. He lives in a town, and I don't know how to pronounce it, Cibolo, which is with his wife and wife Katie and his 5-year-old daughter. He enjoys hunting, fishing, enjoys riding his motorcycle. He loves the brand Chevy, so he's a big Chevy guy. So when you see him around in his Chevy truck, just make sure you wave at him. So he's also, an interesting thing about him, he brings the most inventive lunches for lunch every day. So that's something that's interesting. So he's also a great fit and really doing well for us. So
I'll just say I'm proud to be here with the city of Schertz, and I'm eager to work and grow with the Parks Department.
Welcome to our team. Did you have to fly in from Cibolo?
Cibolo.
All the way from Cibolo.
Next, we have utility billing.
Good evening, Mayor, Council members. Very happy to introduce Samantha Strong. She has been a great asset to our team. She has a great sense of humor. She attended New Braunfels High School. She likes watching sports, hockey, football, basketball. All of her teams are the New England teams. She has a younger brother and a niece that she absolutely adores. And she has a dog named Nova, who is a bit of a pain, but she loves her anyways. And currently Nova is a tad bit mad at her because she's locked up. So, like I say, I'm very excited to have her in our team.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome to our team. We'll move on to proclamations. We have a couple of proclamations here. We can have the Building Safety Month. If we can have the representatives up here, please. And Councilmember Watson will be reading the proclamation.
Let me start this way. So we have Building Safety Month, May 2023. Whereas the city of Schertz is committed to recognizing that our growth and strengths depend on the safety and essential role of our homes, buildings, and infrastructure, play both in everyday life when disasters strike, whereas our confidence in the resilience of these buildings that make up our community is achieved throughout the devotion of vigilance guardians. Building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, building tradespeople, designs professionals, laborers, plumbers, and other in construction industry. We work year-round to ensure the safety construction building, and whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council and nonprofit, the Building Together, local, state, territorial, tribal, and federal officials who are experts in the building environment to create and implement in the highest quality codes to protect us in the buildings whereas we live, learn, work, and play. And whereas these modern building codes include safety guards to protect the public from hazards such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, floods, earthquakes. And whereas the Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our communities, largely unknown protectors of public safety. Our local code officials who assure us of our safety, sustainable and affordable buildings that are essential to our prosperity. And whereas it starts with you, the theme of the Building Safety Month 2023 encourages all to raise awareness about building safety and personal, local, and global scale. And whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider and commit to improve building safety, resilience, and economy, invest in the home and in the Department Fire Prevention Bureau's federal agency in protecting lives and property. Now, therefore, it is resolved that I, Michelle Watson, and Ralph Gutierrez, Mayor of City of Schertz, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2023 as Building Safety Month.
So just to start with, I'd like to thank each of these individuals standing here that are part of our team for their dedication to the City of Schertz. Our Planning and Community Development team consists of our Building Inspections Department, our Planning Department, and our Neighborhood Services Department. And they work very hard every day to keep our city safe, make sure that our building and our structures are built, rebuilt, repaired, and properties maintained. So in honor of or promotion of our Building and Safety Month, we invite everybody to come to Lowe's on May the 16th or the May 23rd. We will be there from 9 to 12. We will have a group of our individuals here to chat with folks, get to know them, ask questions, help you register, whatever your needs are. So come and see us. Thank you.
Our next proclamation is Community Action Month. If I can have the representatives come and join me up here.
Come on, I got to read like 35 different county names. I want somebody to talk to.
Well, we'll just read the proclamation.
I'll read the proclamation. City of Schertz Proclamation, Community Action Month, May 2023. Whereas the Community Council of South Central Texas Incorporated was established as a community action agency on May 11, 1965. And whereas the service area encompasses the South Central and Southwest Texas counties of Atascosa, Bandera, Bee, Brewster, Crane, Comal, Culberson, Dimmitt, Edwards, Frio, Gillespie, Guadalupe, Hudspeth, Jeff Davis, Carnes, Kerr, Kendall, Kinney, LaSalle, Live Oak, Maverick, Medina, McMullen, Pecos, Presidio, Real, Terrell, Uvalde, Valverde, Wilson, and Zavala. And whereas Community Action has made essential contributions to individuals and families in this nation by creating economic opportunities and strengthening communities. And whereas Community Action is a robust state and local force connecting people to life-changing services and creating pathways to prosperity in 99% of all American counties. And whereas Community Action builds and promotes economic stability as an essential aspect of enabling and enhancing stronger communities, stable homes, and whereas Community Action promotes community-wide solutions to challenges throughout our cities, suburbs, and rural areas, and whereas Community Action delivers innovative services and support that create greater opportunities for families and children to succeed, and whereas Community Action insists on community participation and involvement, ensuring all sectors of the community have a voice and will be heard, and whereas Community Action is celebrating 58 years of innovation, impact, and providing proven results for Americans. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Ralph Gutierrez, Mayor of the City of Schertz, does hereby proclaim May 2023 as Community Action Month in recognition of the hard work and dedication of all City of Schertz community action agencies.
Thank you, Councilman. There was quite a few counties there. We'll move on to National Preservation Month. If I can please have the members for National Preservation Month. And Councilmember Hayward will be reading the proclamation.
Come on up. Let's get up close. She's like, no, I don't want to be here. Come on up. Don't be shy. National Preservation Month, May 2023. Whereas the National Trust for Historic Preservation established May as a Preservation Month in 1973 as a way to promote historic places for purposes of instilling nation and community pride, promoting heritage tourism, and showing the social and economic benefits of historic preservation. And whereas the City of Schertz, through its Preservation Committee, is celebrating by highlighting the Schertz Cibolo Cemetery, recently designated as a Texas Historic Cemetery, and scheduled to receive a Texas Historic Marker by having an educational cemetery tour on May 6, 2023. We expect for y'all to show up. Whereas Preservation Month can still instill awareness of the local historical significant buildings, landmarks, and historic districts to the residents of Schertz and surrounding communities. And whereas the historic preservation is relevant for communities across the nation, both urban and rural, and for all Americans of all ages, all walks of life, and all ethnic backgrounds. And whereas it is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping preserve, and will now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor, Ralph Gutierrez, and I, Allison Hayward, proclaim the month of May as National Historic Preservation Month in the City of Schertz, and encourage our community to take the opportunity to recognize, appreciate all the work that has accomplished by our local Historic Preservation Committee. Thank you. You're welcome. Anybody like to speak on behalf?
All right. Okay, so some of the members here from the Schertz Historic Preservation Committee, they will be the ones in the green shirts. And then we also have members from the Schertz Cibolo Cemetery Association. So definitely it's this Saturday. We're going to have a cemetery tour. Okay, so don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We're going to have some music there. We'll have some kiddo activities, so it's a family affair. Bring a picnic basket. Things start at 10 o'clock and we'll go till 2 o'clock. Mariachis will be there at 10:30. And we'll also have the Buffalo Brass Band from Samuel Clemens High School, and they'll be doing their part at about noontime. So come on out. Oh, and the activity for the kids is that they will be digging for arrowheads, okay? Because we have found some arrowheads out there. Okay, so come on out this Saturday. Thank you. Oh, the location, if you go down River Road, you know where the Dairy Queen is, take River Road on back. There's a small street down at the very bend of the road. It's called Bubbling Springs, and we'll try to have some signage out there for you as well. So let's hope for a nice, cool, sunny morning. Saturday. Thank you. Guys.
Our next proclamation is International Firefighters Day. Councilman Scagliola will be reading the proclamation. If I can have the representatives for International Firefighters Day join me.
Chief, how y'all doing? We're good. You brought a crowd with you. That's good. Brought a couple of people. That's awesome. In the neighborhood. Come on down. This is great. I'm in the right position. Y'all can see over my head, right? Okay, good. International Firefighters Day, May 4th, 2023. Whereas International Firefighters Day is a time when the community can recognize and honor the sacrifices that firefighters make to ensure that their communities and environment are as safe as possible, it is also a day in which current and past firefighters can be thanked for their contributions. And whereas International Firefighters Day is observed each year on the 4th of May, where we remember our past firefighters who have died while serving our community or dedicated their lives to protecting the safety of us all, and show our support and appreciation to the firefighters worldwide who continue to protect us so well throughout the year. And whereas firefighters dedicate their lives to the protection of life and property, and sometimes that dedication is in the form of countless hours volunteering over many years. In others, it is in many selfless years working in the industry. In all cases, it risks the ultimate sacrifice of life. And whereas the City of Schertz Fire Department has 50 employees, and growing, hopefully. One fire chief? So far, okay. We have one assistant fire chief, 2 division chiefs, 3 battalion chiefs, 9 lieutenants, 9 apparatus operators, 19 firefighters, 1 deputy fire marshal, fire inspector, administrative assistants, and 1 emergency management coordinator. And whereas in 2022, the City of Schertz Fire Department responded to over 5,112 calls, completed a regional radio programming upgrade for better and safer communication, purchased land, contracted an architect, and began hiring staff for Fire Station number 4. And whereas hailing from all walks of life, there are the mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, grandparents, neighbors, and above all, our friends. They protect us without wanting recognition or reward. In our time of need, they are there with courage, compassion, and loyalty. They are the essence of the true meaning of community. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Councilmember David L. Scagliola, on behalf of the Mayor of City of Schertz, proclaim May 4th as International Firefighters Day and encourage our community to take the opportunity to recognize and thank the finest of the and the best members of our Schertz Fire Department. That's a little ad libbing. Have at it.
It's just a quick word. Thank you, Dr. Scagliola, Mayor, and Council. We, of course, always appreciate your support. The United States does an outstanding job of recognizing those in our fire service world that give the ultimate sacrifice every year, but it's today that we get to recognize those around the world, and we don't always get to do that. And this day was born out of a tragic incident that happened in Australia where firefighters lost their lives, and it's kind of grown into what it is. And we take a moment to pause and appreciate them and all they do, whether you're out and about and traveling or whatever you're doing. There's people always on the job and making the same sacrifice that we do every day, so we appreciate them as well. Thank you.
Our next proclamation is National Small Business Week. Mayor Pro Tem Brown will be reading the proclamation. And Zach, how are you?
Glad to have you here. City of Schertz Proclamation, National Small Business Month, May 2023. Whereas small businesses are the backbone and lifeblood of local economies and communities throughout the United States and serve as job creators and placemakers in our downtowns. And whereas shopping locally allows area residents to invest in their own neighborhoods and grow the vibrancies of their communities, making our cities a wonderful place to live, work, and play. And whereas small businesses create 1.5 million jobs annually and account for 99.9% of all U.S. businesses. And whereas small businesses and small business support organizations like chambers of commerce, small business associations, and other nonprofit service organizations are key collaborators in advancing our agenda for equitable economic growth. And whereas the contributions of our small business sector should be recognized and celebrated by our cities. And now therefore be it resolved that Ralph Gutierrez, Mayor of the City of Schertz, does hereby proclaim the month of May as National Small Business Month and urge all citizens of our city to take cognizance of this event and participate fittingly in its observance. And witness thereof, Ralph Gutierrez. Is that?
Thanks, all yours, Zach.
I thought you were going to name all the small businesses. Yeah, I'm standing in for Maggie as a Chamber Board of Director member tonight, and we just wanted to say thank you to the city for promoting small business, working with small business, and encouraging people to work with small businesses. So thank you.
Thank you. Let's take a photo. And our final proclamation is the Municipal Clerks Week. Councilmember Haywood will be reading the proclamation. If I can have the representatives.
City of Schertz Proclamation, 54th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, April 30th through May 6, 2023. Whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. Excuse me. And whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing body, and the agencies of government at all other levels. And whereas the professional municipal clerks have pledged to ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. Whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education, programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meeting of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organization. Whereas it is the most appropriate that we recognize accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk, now be it resolved that Ralph Gutierrez, Mayor of City of Schertz, I, Allison Hayward, do recognize the week of April 30th through May 6th as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerks, Sheila Edmondson, City Secretary, and Cherie Kearney, Deputy City Secretary, for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the City of Schertz. Cherie, would you like to say something?
Cherie, would you like to say something?
Or Sheila, sorry.
Sheila, Cherie.
Sheila, Cherie.
We look a lot alike.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Thank you for recognizing Municipal Clerk City Secretary Week. Both Cherie and I look forward to continuing serving our residents of our city, and it's both an honor and privilege to be of service to all of you. Thank you.
That we read today, and the importance of recognizing not only the committees that are involved in our community, our staff, and our businesses. They all play a vital and important role in our city, and this is one way of recognizing them, and we thank them for all their efforts. We'll move on to city events and announcements. Announcements of upcoming city events. Mr. James.
Thank you, Mayor. This Friday, May 5th at Pickerel Park from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., we've got movies in the park showing the movie Selena. As mentioned earlier, Saturday, May 6th, the historic Schertz Cibolo Cemetery Tour is occurring off Bubbling Springs Road from 10 to 2 to celebrate National Historic Preservation Month. The Schertz Cibolo Cemetery Association invites you to the cemetery tour. There'll be self-guided tours, music from Clemens High School Buffalo Brass Band, information booths, mariachis, and as mentioned, arrowhead hunting for the kids. Our next council meeting is Tuesday, May 9th, here in council chambers at 6 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. James. Announcements and recognitions by our city manager, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of quick ones. The peace officer testing is being held on May 11th, Thursday at 8 a.m., and there's still time to apply online at schertz.com/jobs. And I do want to take a minute to read a couple of emails that I received this week, just highlighting the excellent work that the city does and the city staff does. The first one is from Amanda Aikman, and she is praising the city about a program that you're all very familiar with, which is the Schertz Young Leader Program. Amanda writes, just read the wonderful article on the leadership program in the Schertz magazine. Thank you for providing this wonderful opportunity. It has really broadened Nicholas's skills, communication, leadership, and community awareness. It also gave him additional opportunities. This summer, he was accepted to the summer seminar at the Naval Academy and into the Randolph, excuse the pronunciation if I get it wrong, Dedalian Scholarship Flight Program, where he will earn his pilot's license. Can't thank you enough for this wonderful opportunity that the city is providing. The next one comes from John and Sawana Casey, and it's about assistance they received from the fire department regarding their smoke detectors. And John writes, we wish to pass along our thanks to the service above and beyond from your fire department. We live on Planters Pass in Kramer Park and have lived in this most pleasant city since 2014. Services from every department has always been great and superlative, but the fire department exceeded even your normal very high standards. About 5 a.m. this morning, our smoke detectors started making the dreaded chirp noise, typically associated with requiring new batteries. We tried changing batteries, but the chirp continued. We used Google to look up for hints to stop the sound, to no avail. We tried every recommendation listed and nothing changed. We called an electrician at GVEC who said they may or may not know how to stop the sound, but would require us to pay them $375 to get a visit and consultation. They said the fire department might offer better service. I called the fire department to ask for the advice, and they volunteered to come over and look. They recommended replacing all 7 of my 9-year-old units. When I told them I was nervous about changing them out myself, or even continuing using the ladder for this 78-year-old body, they said to call them back if I got new units and needed help. I went to Lowe's and bought the units and called the city office. Very shortly thereafter, the fire department returned and changed out all the units, ending the irritating chirping sound. We now have new smoke alarms with 10-year batteries installed, and they refuse to take any money or even promise a gift card for their efforts. Please pass along our most sincere thanks. So thank you to the fire department. And actually, I like reading those kinds of things, Mayor and Council, because it does highlight the excellent work that our staff does and the excellent customer service focus that they have and go above.
Oh, thank you for sharing those emails with us. And you're right, it does impact our citizens and also the great work that our staff is doing. Announcements and recognitions by the mayor, I have none, so we'll move on to the hearing the residents. There's no one that signed up, so we'll move on to consent agenda items. These items are considered self-explanatory, and information packets are provided to council and available for public viewing. These items require no separate discussion unless requested by council. Item number 1, there's only one item. Resolution 23R38, consideration or action by the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, approving a resolution authorizing the Schertz Housing Authority to submit a request to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, for the release of the project-based voucher funds under Title V of the Quality Housing and Work Responsibility Act of 1998, as amended, to undertake a project known as the 1518 Apartments for the purpose of providing affordable housing. Council, does this need to be removed for separate action? Is there a motion to, yes?
I was just wondering why we didn't have the minutes from the previous meeting for consent.
Which ones?
I was wondering why we didn't have the minutes from the previous meeting.
They weren't ready. They had not been finalized.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments? Do I have a motion to approve consent agenda item number 1? Mayor Pro Tem Brown made the motion, second by Councilmember Hayward. Any other comments? All right, Council, cast your vote. All right. All council has cast their vote. Please publish the vote. All right. Consent agenda items. The vote was 5 for it. No objection. Motion passes. Let's go ahead and confirm the vote and record it. Got it? All right. We'll move on then. Item number 2. All right, discussion and action items. Ordinance number 23M11, consideration action by the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, on amending ordinance 15-M-32, Section 1, time and place of regular council meetings, Section 2-2A of the Code of Ordinances to the hereby amend to read, regular meetings of the City Council shall be held on the first and third Tuesday of each month, provided that the City Council by motion or resolution or the city manager in consultation with the mayor may cancel any such regular meetings due to conflicting events or meetings or lack of need for a meeting as long as at least one regular meeting of the city council is conducted each month. Okay.
Mayor, it's me.
Yes, please.
So yes, Mayor, you essentially just read what this action is that we're proposing the council take. It would change the ordinance to direct us to have 2 council meetings per month rather than the current 3. Right now, they're the first, second, and fourth Thursdays of the month. This would modify the ordinance to be the Tuesdays. Excuse me, not Mondays, Tuesdays. It would be the second and first and third Tuesdays of each month.
Just to simplify it, yeah, we're just changing our meetings from the first and third of each month and not having it on the first, second, and fourth.
Yes, sir. And the charter requires a minimum of 1 meeting per month. We can always, if there is a need for a special meeting, add a special meeting during one of those open meetings.
Okay. Council, comments? Council, the other thing that, what we're going to be doing, not only having our meetings on the first and third of the month, also consent agenda items would not be read, just for instance, on this consent agenda item, I'm just going to read the resolution, nothing else. And this way we can speed up the process and not have to read the whole paragraph. So that's a new addition that we're going to go ahead and make when we move to 2 meetings per month to speed up the process. Any comments? Okay, Councilmember Davis.
Hell of a system we got here. Yeah, I still have concerns. I mean, I remember back when council used to meet every Tuesday. Then we went to the first, second, and fourth, and dropped the third. I get kind of concerned as we get through some of our monthly agendas, budget, and some of these zoning ones, that if we only go twice a month, the number of items that are going to end up being bundled on a council meeting, it's going to be a long night for some of those meetings. So I'm not a fan of going to just twice a month.
No, and your concerns are valid. What we're trying to do is, if there is a third one, we could always call a third one. That's all we're indicating here. There could be months where we have 3 council meetings, and it's based on the number of items that need to be addressed by this council.
It's going to be ultimately confusing for the residents because right now we've been publishing for the longest time that we meet the first, second, and fourth, and now we're going to say we're going to go to the first and third, but then maybe schedule another meeting. So I can see residents being concerned about, oh, I didn't see the post that was out there. Anyway, it's on the agenda.
Councilmember Hayward.
When this was, I guess, discussed, is there a reason? Because we typically are not having a lot of items on the agenda for the meetings that we already are having, and so we're just trying to say, the sake of compressing things, we can do that, because some meetings we just, like today, we have things really, maybe 3.
I think, yes, there's a combination of the factors that are kind of driving this request. That is one of them, the light load or the light agendas that we're having, and as well as some of the efficiencies that are being made and some of the proposed changes to say the consent agenda. Some of those items are going to accelerate the pace of the meeting. So for efficiency's sake, dropping that 3rd meeting, streamline things a little bit more and spread it out between the 1st and the 3rd. I think there might be a special meeting. One that might come to mind that Councilman Davis brought up is a budget workshop. That would be something that focuses exclusively on the budget, and it could take several hours to get through, so that might require a special meeting. But I think that's something that, you know, is probably even better served in a special meeting rather than mixing it in with our regular.
Councilmember Gagliola.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I kind of agree with Councilmember Davis. You know, one of the things the residents are very receptive to is change. So we've been doing it on the first, second, and 4th. You know, perhaps changing it to the 2nd and 4th instead of the 1st and 3rd. I mean, it's semantics, really, but, you know, for consistencies, it serves the same purpose.
And just to explain, the reason why we proposed the 1st and 3rd is P&Z meets on the 2nd and 4th Wednesday. And there are a lot of the items that ended up on the council agenda.
All right.
Yeah, that was the original proposal until we started looking to see what was going on. Mayor Pro Tem Brown?
Yeah, it does seem like we have 2 kind of normal, if you will, hour and a half, 2 hour, you know, sessions, and one is always very truncated like this. So I don't have a problem doing it. It's just, again, the public announcements and, you know, getting people into a new schedule. A little confusion at first, that's going to happen.
And I would clarify, I apologize for not pointing that out, that we will use every form of media that we have access to, our website, Schertz Magazine, the Schertz Short, all those types of things that go out and advertise it and make sure that it's out front as much as possible.
And I believe our agenda's publicized every Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Ms. Edmondson? Every Friday we put out an agenda. But it's every Friday, right? No, I think we post an agenda every Friday. Oh, we stopped doing that?
Only if we have a meeting.
No. No, we changed that. We actually had to post it every Friday.
No?
Yes, we did. We post every Friday, and on the Fridays that we didn't have an agenda, it said we weren't having a meeting. To get our residents used to looking every Friday that there's an agenda and actually pinpointing there's no meeting on that Tuesday. I think
Sarah nodded and said yes.
Right? There should be an agenda posted every Friday. Well, it's not an agenda. It's a notice. Yes, it's a notice. So I think if we start doing that again, this is posting the notice, the agenda when there is an agenda every Friday to get our residents used to looking at our homepage every Friday and Monday.
I have one
Councilmember
question.
Hayward, yes.
Will we get our agenda packets sooner since we're going to 2 meetings a month? Possibly?
We would anticipate staying on the same schedule.
Okay.
A lot of what drives that schedule is the P&Z, so it gives them enough time to get everything together. We had, if you'll recall, we did move it back. Really what we want to do is get that out as we're posting, at least as we're posting the agenda, get all the materials to you.
So I motion that we,
Go ahead, if I can have a motion.
I'm sorry, Mayor, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
We did update the ordinance that was attached in the backup information in the packet. There was some wording that we needed to tweak to make sure that this is effective in June. So the original attachment read that it would be effective after passing. However, we modified that to say that it would be effective at the beginning of June.
So we'll still have our 3 meetings for the month of May.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 23M11?
so moved.
Second.
Motion's been made by Councilmember Hayward, second by Councilmember Watson. Any other comments?
Yes, I still want to say.
Let's go ahead and cast your votes. Okay, if you can publish the votes. Okay, there it is. The vote has been published, 4-1. Motion passes. 4 yeses and and 1 objection. Let's go ahead and confirm the vote and record it. Got that? All right. All right, we'll move on to item number 3. We have a closed session. The City Council will meet in closed session in accordance with Section 551.071 of the Texas Governmental Code to receive legal advice from its attorneys regarding the following litigation: the Green Valley Special Utility District versus the City of Schertz, Texas, et al., cause number 1:17-CV-00819 in the United States District Court, Western District of Texas, Austin Division. And also cause number D-1-GN-18-000-535, Green Valley Special Utility District versus the Public Utility Commission of Texas, et al., the 419th Judicial District Court of Travis County, Texas, and PUC docket number 45956, application of the City of Schertz for single certification in incorporated areas and to decertify portions of the Green Valley SUD Sewer CCN in Guadalupe County and collectively defer to as CCN litigation. The time is now 5:53. We will reconvene. 6:53. We will reconvene after our discussion. Okay, the time is now 7:31. We reconvene into our regular session after our discussion and deliberation regarding agenda item number 3 in reference to Cibolo Valley SUD. Our start time was 7:02, end time was 7:27. The chair would like to make a motion to approve the comprehensive settlement agreement between the City of Schertz and Green Valley SUD and authorize our city manager to execute the agreement. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second by Councilmember Hayward. Any other discussion?
Say aye.
Let's go ahead and cast your vote. Let's cast your vote. Council members, there's still 2 council members. Councilmember Hayward? Councilmember Scagliola? Okay. Council has cast their votes. If you can go ahead and publish the vote. Okay, vote has been published. It has been confirmed and recorded. All right, and that was 5 for it and no objections. Motion passes. All right, we'll move on then. We have item number 4. Well, we have item number 5. Item number 5 is the update on the FY 2022-2023 approval of these expansion projects. And also item number 6, the monthly update on major projects in progress and capital improvement projects. These items are provided on our website for the public to view at schertz.com. So we'll move on. Any other requests from the Is there any requests from the council members for information from staff? Council, is there any items you'd like to place on the future agenda?
Yeah, I don't want to be petty, and I don't even know if we need to put this on the agenda, but I'm really concerned with this procedure with not having a voice vote, you know, just for the purposes of transparency, and then use the digital as a backup. You want to have a discussion like that, or maybe we all can just get consensus that the way we used to do it was probably done for a reason, and it's most appropriate.
All right, we can certainly have a workshop if council wants to discuss that. If we can hold off till June, let's get comfortable with this and see what changes we like to make. And if we're not comfortable, we'll have that on our first meeting in June. We have 2 additional meetings. I think it's just it's something new. We'll have a workshop on it. All right. Any other items you'd like to place on the future agenda? All right, announcements by our council members. Mayor Pro Tem Brown.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Councilmember Davis.
Nothing, sir.
Councilmember Watson.
Judge, was Cibolo cook-off this past Saturday, and then yesterday had the library board meeting. That was all.
Councilmember Scagliola.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Councilmember Hayward.
Yes, I attended a TML Risk Pool Board meeting in Galveston, and I attended the ribbon cutting today in Selma, and I just wanted to say something that I thought that Steve should know. On yesterday, I was driving down I-35, close to the Selma area. There was a car accident, and I guess the person sped off, and our EMS, one of our buses was right there. They looked over, they saw the lady standing there, sitting there with her front end all tore up, and they traversed traffic and got over there in front of it and took care of whatever her needs were, and I think that was above and beyond. I mean, they just got right on it, and I just want to say, good on EMS. That is all.
Okay. All right, the time is 7:35. We stand adjourned.